Hello, my name is Jim, and this is your Daily Brogue for the 10th of July, 2021. Okay, so let's see what we see. We've got some chainmail right away, and it's cursed. Some cursed chainmail. Start off with that. Now let's try some of these cyan, life, lavender, paralysis. Alright. Okay, what is that? Green. Can't get anywhere over here. Let's go over here. Oh, there's a key over here, isn't there? Let's see it. See the key on the left-hand side. Alright. A secret door. No. Secret doors don't usually show up on the first level unless there's a key. I still plunge through the hole in the ground. Alright. Okay, H. Caustic gas. That's the way down. There's a monkey stealing a scarlet potion. Now I have a war axe. There's an eel. Is there a way around the eel? 2 eels, crap. Crap, it's time to hide. Right, float. There's the way up. Potion right away. Good. Now, come back over here. Alright, get back out. Alright, so what was I talking about? Well, I was talking about conference, right? Had a good time at the conference, learned a lot of stuff. There were some ways that it was better than when you just started out, right? When you just start out, you don't know people, but you have people around, right, who know things, so they're fairly useful. So they know people, and you don't feel so alone and awful, because that's more or less how you feel when you don't know anyone. But the nice thing was that even though, I wasn't really the target audience, all of the things I understood. I understood all the talks, right? I knew what they were talking about. I knew why they were talking about it. I might not have known all of the background, but I knew a reasonable amount of the background. So that's an improvement over what you get on your original conference things when you're going to conferences as a graduate student. I have lightning, okay. Right? When you're going to the conference as a graduate student, you don't understand anything because you're brand new. Maybe this chainmail is not cursed. We'll find out. Strength, good. Darkness. Speed, okay, I will be very fast in my blind condition. Do have to be worried. Out of depth monsters do show up. War axe. Not really useful. Okay, so it's a little bit better on either side, right? As I was saying before, this conference was about quantizing time, right? And or maybe it was a workshop, maybe that's a better word. Let's not go into there while darkened. Okay, so we're at a better place now. Two white potions, another war axe, very nice. And a scroll. Scrolls are good. So they had both the quantum gravity. So why would you want to quantize time? Well, it's different for the different subfields, right? The two subfields were quantum gravity and quantum foundations. Quantum gravity, we were talking about that before. Quantum foundations, we'll talk about that in a second. Okay, I'm stuck here. Let's see what we got. J is levitation, not so great. L is detect magic. All right. Well, the sword isn't magic. That chainmail is good chainmail. Okay. I have some bad chainmail here. Rid that. War axes and war pikes are bad. Get rid of one of those war axes and add the war pike, or average. And the leather armor, we'll get rid of that. Something good up here. Potion of strength. Okay, so we need a better weapon for jelly fighting. Where's it, Colin? Colin's got a potion. Mango. So what were we talking about? We were talking about why quantum gravity, the quantum gravity community might be interested in quantizing time, right? And what is the reason why the quantum gravity community would be interested in quantizing time? Well, we're just talking about how special relativity changed the nature of how we look at space-time. What do we look at when we look at space-time? Well, previously, right, we looked at space-time as absolute. Now we look at it a little differently, right? We look at it. Does this tell me what I left there? It's a potion of incineration. Probably don't need it. Sanctuary. Teleportation. So quantum gravity wants to continue in that vein, right? Changing the way we look at gravity or space-time. So you can think of the change that came about because of we can think of the change that came about because of our attempt to rationalize the constancy of the speed of light. Think about this as 4 potions of levitation. That's a lot of potions of levitation. Okay, there's the exit, so we want to keep on going. We can think about that in exactly the same way that we think of what happened when we decided we wanted to look at spherical geometry, right? We wanted to look at spherical geometry. Didn't have to wait to load up. All we had to do was get rid of the parallel postulate, the idea that For any 2 points, there's a unique straight line, right? So for spherical geometry, there are an infinite number of great circles going through any 2 points. So we basically get rid of that. We change those postulates, we get a different kind of geometry, we get different sorts of theorems. So, I mean, that's the way a mathematician would think about it. So we relax a little bit and we get something new. That's exactly the same thing that's happening here. We look at something that's a little bit different. That in a particular limit ends up being the same thing, right? So for the sphere, if you have an infinite sphere, then space-time becomes flat again. So if that's the case, then you're doing okay. The two theories end up being more or less exactly the same. In the limit, right? In the limit. But we've learned that the simple limit isn't the only thing. And that's all. We've just learned that life is a little more complex, and we know how to deal with it. This is in contradistinction between two, or this is in contrast to when somebody says that about politics or something like that. Well, in that case, they're saying generally that that would have been a roguelike death. It's a little worse than a roguelike death. It was accidentally went the wrong way and then stepped on the wrong thing. This is the great thing about the AI, is that I just killed that guy's buddy and he didn't even notice. So general relativity wanted to fix gravitation, and I think we said gravitation doesn't work, right? Gravitation doesn't work in special relativity. Why not? Well, gravitation doesn't work anyway. This is a little scary. Gravitation doesn't work because if it has a finite transfer time, then between the source and the effect, the cause and the effect, the sun and the earth, right? There's a time between, if there's some propagation time, then orbital motion is unstable, and they already knew that. They knew that for at least 100 years before Einstein. So that means that Newtonian gravitation has to be instantaneous. And instantaneous propagation, we basically got to the point where we said there is no instantaneous propagation. Technically that's for electromagnetism, but it's pretty easy to extend that to all of physics. Right? It's not a huge leap. Let's see. Okay, so I've got two of those. I don't remove cursed. Nothing's cursed. Splint mail is not bad. Alright, so where was I? Do I want to take a chance on that snarg? Control D. Okay, so that guy's just hanging out doing his thing. Alright, so I'm going to remove the chainmail. Alright, so not bad. Just tell me what that is. Paralysis. Okay, so I assume that's negation. So all of those, did not figure that out. The only thing I can think of that would have been a good idea here would have been come over here, use the levitation to come over here, run around over here, come, hopefully the ogre would be over here and levitation back here, and then maybe he wouldn't follow me down to the next level. Okay, so we got to the point where special relativity, again, I guess, doesn't work with gravity. So then you need general relativity. Sorry, I had to go do stuff with the wife again. So got half a level.